Another video about cars. All my family involved in cars on my mum's side. Petrol pumps, petrol stations, car dealers, car manufacturers, cars design, car drivers, oil. All the stuff to do with cars. Me personally, I don't drive. Because basically I describe it as, driving a car, when you get the key, you open the door, you put the key in, you sit down, and you assume position, the car starts moving, you're being carted along by the bigger being, Me personally, I say it's pollution of essentially evolution, just it's a hindrance really. I like to walk, or I get the bus, I get the bus because it's just, some kind of, it's quite convenient really, because on all the roads, even on the motorways, you get a bus lane. So if you need to get from A to B in a short amount of time, without wanting to have a full workout by walking there, because I do walk a lot and I always have done. Just getting the bus, and then you got trains. I can't really get trains that much because when I go there, there's that the man eye, like that, the kind of CCTV. I know when the heat is on me because baseman's 18. I got done by police in these train station. So I learned from that experience that when the general public is looking negatively at you, like if you're fucked and that, then there is some kind of extrasensory perception that tells you, you might be at risk. And then a few years later, from the same train station, Leeds, I got on the train and I got arrested on suspect terrorism, so I got my passport taken off me basically, so I'm stuck in England. Anyway, cars, I like supercars. My favourite supercar is Lamborghini. Now, Lamborghini is basically, I don't know whether I should talk about it too much, but, Lamborghinis, they're basically like performance cars, Lamborghini is the main supercar because Ferrari, is the competitor. No, never mind the rest of them, because quite frankly, it's like sport in it. There's one main one and the other side, but Ferrari is more like a style icon, Lamborghini is like, it's got personality, it's got character, it's got physique, it's got quality, in terms of the makeup of it, the aesthetics, how it looks, that's the main thing about Lamborghini, is how it looks. Because it's got a badass attitude, like no one can fuck with Lamborghini, I mean, I reference Vikings and, well, Vikings really, I would say Normans. I was going to say that, but it's an insult in it because it means man of wood, doesn't it? So, I do know these things, but Vikings, like with the Valhalla hat, they would put bison horn or something that they pillaged from African, but the hat is made out of really rare metals that they have, like, local to them, so they were able to kind of, I don't know how many Vikings there was. I think there was 1,000, and they took Europe from the northern hemisphere, but between Lamborghini and Ferrari, I'd say, I mean, without the bison horns, without the ivory thing, because it's a bit sick really when, they slaughter animals. I've seen it done before. It's people trying to be tribal, I don't know what's wrong with people. They make a statement saying, oh, I need to bless this car right now. I need to bless this gun. I need to bless these drugs. I need to bless this house. I need to bless this bride, whatever. But, the use of, Homo sapiens, and using that shit, because then it goes into the vampire culture, Operation Blade, I remember I've had blood take all the time, I'm incarcerated by the NHS, and, HMP wasn't good enough for me, but, You know, like when they take blood, you know, when you're a little boy and then you get these big green giants pinning you and fucking pinning you again with a needle and pinning you even more, you know, like there's something wrong with them. You know, like the blood industry. You know, Hindus do it, Sikhs do it, you know, like pagans do it, I suppose, you know, so vampires, you know, from cars to vampires. But really, in all honesty, you know, like you know, as on about pollution, the mind, everything, you know, there's also pollution of the earth, you know, the planet Earth, you know, the environment and nature, you know, like they emit harmful chemicals, you know, from petrol consumption and consumption and oil, you know, kind of traces really. I mean, in the kind of the build of the car, you know, even rubber, you know, like when they burn rubber on road, you know, can kind of, you know, create some kind of toxin or intoxicant for the natural planet. And then the roads themselves, you know, we'll get into this, you know, like it's a big industry building roads. I learned about it in Dubai, which I would say has the best roads in the world. You know, Dubai has the best everything in the world. But you know, I studied it a lot, so you know, it goes to show really, you know, what you can learn in this life as opposed to what you can achieve or what you demonstrate or what you can manifest or what you might, you know, conquer or whatever. You know, like, you know, fact of the matter is, you know, there's no shame in learning. If you learn a trade, then you have a skill basis. So that's what I make of that. But vampires, you know, cars, Ferrari, you know, like, you know, I mean, it's a bit of it's a gay, isn't it? I mean, you know, the Ferrari is a gay car. If you're a drug lord, have a Ferrari. You know, if you're a military general, have a Ferrari. If you're president of the United States of America, right, have a Ferrari. But you know, like Lamborghinis for gangsters, you know, like. And you know, Bose, right? Bose sound systems, you know, like, you know, Sennheisers and fucking Technics and fucking Pioneer and fucking Newmark and all these other brands of, you know, electronics for the sound system, you know, like they can't beat Bose, you know. I've gone to a workshop in Trinity Leeds. I think it was Trinity Water Leeds. It wasn't the light, it was Trinity. It must be, yeah. But you know, they've got a Bose like auditorium and their headphones, right? They have sound quality so powerful that their headphones are the same sound quality as a 4D TV. So Bose is top of the game, but they said that every Lamborghini that was ever produced, you know, the entitlement is to have a Bose sound system installed in. I mean, like a sub and everything, you know, like, you know, you know, like when they get it spot on, and then, you know, sound system is how the car performs, isn't it? You know, like you got a banged up little Golf, you put a big fat subwoofer in the back with an amp and then a head face and a fascia, and then you know, like some tweeters and some, you know, like maybe, you know, another sub you know, at the front, I suppose. But you turn that shit up and, you know, you got bass line and whatnot going on and fucking do. You know, the car's going and you drive and you and someone's going, you know, MC's going and going like that. That's fun. So, you know, like if I was a Lamborghini, I'd invest in a sound system basically.